Good morning, Selma. I'm leaving tomorrow morning to Chicago, and my boyfriend Harrison trying to cheat on me on purpose. He got me back finally. I'm his girlfriend now, so I'm spying on him tomorrow. And he called me Missy just now. Well, be careful, Selma. How is everyone? We're going to read from Course Miracles. I'm not sure exactly what yet, but I'm feeling that I want to go to the Manual for Teachers. And we're going to talk about who are God's teachers. It's a big, important subject. Um, can anyone just declare themselves God's teachers? Hey, Timo. Timo says, good morning. Good morning, my friend. I hope you are doing well. I hope Max is doing well, recovering fully, um, as well as Sabine, of course. Hey, Danny. So that seems kind of presumptuous, kind of bold, right? To say, um, I am God's teacher. You are God's teacher. Well, of course we are. Um, but are we open to the lesson? I guess that's the big question. So the Manual for Teachers in A Course in Miracles says, a teacher of God is anyone who chooses to be one. His qualifications consist solely in this. Somehow, somewhere, he has made a deliberate choice in which he did not see his interest as apart from someone else's. Once he has done that, his road is established and his direction is sure. As light has entered darkness, it may be a single light, but that is enough. He has entered an agreement with God even if he does not believe in him. Even if you don't believe in God, he has become a bringer of salvation. He's become a teacher of God. I absolutely love the fact that his qualifications, her qualifications, consist solely in this. Somehow, somewhere, he has made a deliberate choice in which he did not make his interest apart from someone else's. We could sum that up really as the entirety of A Course in Miracles, the entirety of Karma Yoga. How are you, Danny? Timo says hello to Selma. Hey, Tandra. Tandra support. Sorry, Tandra support channel. Welcome, my friend. What I love is how this aligns with Karma Yoga. I'm going to do a video soon for my members channel talking about Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga, we think of karma as punishment. We think of karma as justice. They're going to get theirs because they did this. And it's not punishment. It's simply the consequences of where they were, what they did, how they thought, moment to moment to moment. And of course, each moment that results from the previous action or the previous thought, a thought is an action, by the way, precedes to the consequences of the next moment, which proceeds from the next moment and the next moment and the next moment. Karma is endless until we learn to utilize and then transcend karma itself. It's not punishment. I always see people post on social media, I believe in karma. You'll get yours for doing this, they'll get theirs for doing whatever. It's not punishment. It is simply the consequences of the thoughts and actions. As Emerson said, that the ancestor to every action is a thought. So when we change our thoughts, when we recognize our thoughts, when we let our thoughts go, we begin first to have better karma, second to learn to transcend karma itself. Karma yoga isn't the practice of eking out punishment, pointing things out that you'll get yours, doing the Selma finger wag that she is now famous for. Karma yoga is the practice of selfless service so that our karma becomes one of service, becomes one of love. We're turning everything over to God. We practice for the sake of Brahma, for the sake of Krishna, for the sake of Shiva. Timo says, good news. After 12 days, the Optimum Family channel is only 99,594 subs from 100K away. Keep always thinking positive. Absolutely thinking positive. Hey, Princess Abby. And maybe we can get one more sub here on this morning's live stream. Is anyone here not subscribed to Timo? Because if so, you could be the person, the channel that makes it 99,593 subs away from hitting that 100K. I have no doubt that Timo's going to get there. So let me read this again. I'll probably read this the entirety of the live stream. Somehow, somewhere, anyone who has made a deliberate choice in which we did not see our interests as apart from someone else's. Once he has done that, the road is established and our direction is sure. A light has entered darkness. It may be a single light, but that is enough. We have entered an agreement with God, even if we do not believe in him yet. We have become a bringer of salvation. We have become a teacher of God. Selfless service, which is, again, karma yoga. I love when what seems to me separate paths that I've been on come together, one singular path. It's so easy on YouTube because we're always going to have that opportunity. Can I recognize in this moment that someone else's interest is not separate from my own? How to get ahead on YouTube? Someone else's interest in their channel is not separate from your own. Don't do it to, hey, if I help this person, I'm going to gain. I'm going to get subscribers. I'm going to get watch hours myself. I'm going to get monetized. If you recognize that someone else's interest is not separate from your own, their interest becomes your interest. Your enjoyment comes through selflessly helping another. It's that simple. I wrote this morning, I've been writing each morning from separate stanzas of the prayer of St. Francis. And today begins the second half of the prayer, where it begins with, O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek, and then continues onwards. This is a sticking point. It was a sticking point with me. O Divine Master, after stepping out of my own Catholic tradition, the last thing I wanted to do was pray to a Divine Master. However, when you realize that the Divine Master that we're praying to resides within and is not separate from us, it becomes much easier. Now what we're doing is not praying to an outer, distant God that may or may not hear our prayer. We are praying to our own innate capacity to love and serve other people. Can I open myself up to selfless service to others? So the prayer continues with, O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning, forgiving, that we are pardoned, forgiven. It is dying to self that we are born to eternal life. So the key to eternal life is realizing we are not this small, limited self. We are selflessness itself. And Buddhism, as well as mystic Christianity, it is the path of no self. Realizing there's no small, limited self that is separate or apart from anything or anyone else. That's the lesson from Zen, what the Vietnamese Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh called interdependence. Interdependence, not independence, interdependence. Hey, Sabine. Sabine says, good morning, Yogi, and good morning to all in the chat. Good morning. How are you, Sabine? So this morning I was reading from a book by Kenneth Wapnick, who was one of the originals, actually the original teacher of A Course in Miracles. And he talked about make it about them. Imagine if we spent a day. Imagine if we spent 1 hour in the course of a day. Imagine if we spent 1 minute on a live stream on YouTube making it about them. And who is them? Whoever. Whoever pops up on the live stream is a them. But here's what we realize. When we make it about them, there truly are no thems. There's just us. There's not even really an us. There is just beyond words, beyond description. There is just life. There is just isness. There is just love. If we make it about them, we realize our own selflessness. We become of service to the world, extending only love. It reduces the ego to that very finite thought that I am separate from others. Just a thought. And when we let that thought go, we just let it go. But when we make it about them, we also realize that everything is a them. Meaning we make it about the food that we're eating. We're making it about the friends that appear. We're making it about the not so friendly friends that appear. We make it about the people who might seem like trolls. We make it about the bowl of oatmeal that we're getting ready in about 5 minutes to make in the morning. We make it about all the ingredients that go in the oatmeal. We make it about the people that farm the oats and put it in a container and shipped it across the world, and the person that rang us up in the supermarket. The world consists of them. So when we make it about them, we literally begin to transcend the world of separation, and we just see that seamlessness of pure, unconditional, absolute love. And it's a practice. Because the last thing we want to do sometimes, especially in the morning, we wake up, we're a little grumpy, is to make it about them. But we practice. It's a beautiful practice. Here's the wonderful thing about practice. Here's what makes it beautiful. With a practice, you're allowed to mess up. As a matter of fact, you're supposed to mess up, because that's how you return to the practice itself. You wake up in the morning, you make a resolve, and yoga, Sanskrit, it's called a sankalpa, an intent. I intend today, I'm going to make it about them. And then you immediately get in an argument with your cat, or your significant other, or your boss, because you're making it about you. Does this mean that you put your needs absolute zero? That you don't set boundaries? Of course not. Remember, you always have discernment. When you begin to make it about them, you realize the wisdom of taking care of yourself so that you can be, as St. Francis says in his prayer, an instrument of thy peace. You don't let your health go. You don't tend to your own needs. You want to be a better instrument of peace. You want to be a better instrument of making it about others, of making it about them. We don't dismiss our wisdom. As a matter of fact, the more that we realize that we are making it about them, the more selfless we become, the more attuned we are with our own needs. Because we begin to see our body not as who we are, but as an instrument that we tend to, that we care for. Just like when we plant a seed in a garden, we don't ignore the seed and hope for the best. We care for it. We tend it. I love the word tend, by the way. tending to a garden, tending to others, tending to ourselves. It seems to offer infinite care. Sabine says, hope you all had a good start into this Friday. So far, pretty good, Sabine. It's what? It's about 5:20, almost 5:20. I have been up for about 3 hours now. I got my writing in, got my yoga in, I got my 1 cup of coffee, and I'm going to have some breakfast now, take a walk, and then do my warm-up, do my workout. Do we have a Sunday premiere coming up from Optimob Family? I need to make sure that I bring Tandra's channel up. On today's list, we have Tandra. I want to spend some time with Daisy. Thank you so much, Tandra. Tandra says, thank you. To which I can only reply, and thank you too, Tandra, my friend. If I can get my fingers to type correctly. By the way, I'm self-taught in typing. And you know what? I'm not a very good typing teacher, and I was a lousy student, which puts me at a disadvantage. I get by. Thank you so much. Skeeter says, good morning, everyone. Cheers, Brother Yogi. Positive vibes every day. Positive vibes to you, Skeeter. Thank you so much. You guys connected with Skeeter? Skeeter says hi, or Tandra says hi to Skeeter. 1933. I love seeing that. 5 days being held. With 5 days being held, hey, Selma. With 5 days being held, we are either at or over or just shy of 2,000. 2,000 is monumental in and of itself because that means we're in that final push. Final push to get monetized. So I average my watch time hours per 28-day cycle. I just brought this up. 1.3K. Excuse me, guys. And Selma, I bet you your average 28-day has to be over 1.3K. If you go to your analytics, you'll see your channel stats for, you got views, watch time hours, subscribers, and estimated, well, it will be estimated revenue. So the second thing, watch time hours, it says 1.3K. And I know yours has to be higher than that. So that means in 28 days, before February over, not too far, what, the second week, the first week in February, you will be beyond 3,000. Well on your way to 4,000. 1933, my father was 6 years old. Someone says, hi, I got back with my boyfriend Harrison. We worked it out. I'm glad you worked it out. Be careful. Let him know. I'm watching him, Selma. Tanya says hi to Selma. He cheated on purpose. Now I'm going to Chicago and I'll spy on him. It doesn't sound super, super healthy, Selma. Mine tonight says 691. Hey, this is Friday. Are you going to do a Friday live stream, an interactive live stream? Selma says, can you watch them for me, guys? Not sure where we would watch them, Selma. We would definitely protect you. Says, you're my friends, where you're for sure your friends. So, if anyone doesn't mind doing a playlist for Tandra, and I want to bring up our friend Martine, Food from Afar. Oh, and of course, Runner Boy. Those are the big three for today. Missy doesn't seem like a great term of endearment. I could be wrong, though. All right, guys. I'm going to get ready to take my walk. Our early morning, our 5 a.m. live streams aren't really long. I just like to come here in the mornings. The mornings about an hour and a half before the sun comes up, about an hour afterwards in the yogic tradition, the Vedic Hindu tradition, are called the Brahma Muhurta, the hours of God. It's also a sacred time in Christian mysticism. This is when the Gregorian monks get up and begin their chanting. This is when we reach that state of silence. It's a perfect time to meditate. This is what Rumi, the great Sufi poet, Sufi mystic, said the doorway between the two worlds is at its thinnest. This is when the Celtic mystics called thin places, the thin places. Tandra says, bye, have a great day. Thank you, Tandra. You will be up and running in the morning. Someone says, I'll be spying on my boyfriend Harrison every day. Well, here's my thing, Selma. You know what I talk about every live stream, every day, is forgiveness. And when you forgive, doesn't necessarily mean that you just step back into doing what you used to do. It means that you forgive, but you have discernment, you have wisdom, but you also have to grant a certain amount of freedom. So if you're forgiving your boyfriend, and if he is saying, I'm sorry, if he gave you reasons to forgive him in a relationship, then you have to let it go. Don't allow yourself to be hurt. But if you spy, if you're suspicious, then you start giving him reasons to do things. Tandra says, Selma, trust is so important. It is. A lot of times people act suspicious because they think someone is watching them. Someone is being suspicious of them. It's a self-perpetuating circle. I'm watching you because I'm suspicious, and I'm acting suspicious because you're watching me. Let's see. Sabine says, you take care, Eric, and have a great day. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Sabine. Have a great day, too. So every relationship has to start with trust. And trust is granted, but it's also earned. So you need to talk to your boyfriend and ask him, can I trust you? Sincerely. Did you make a mistake? Can I forgive you? Can I trust you? If the answer is yes, then you gotta let it go. If the answer is no, then you have to let him go. And you can do that in a loving way. You can say, I love you, but I need to protect myself. I need to love myself. I need to forgive myself. and I'm letting you go. However, whatever you decide to do, we're your friends. We're here for you. Have a safe trip to Chicago. Guys, I'm going to eat some oatmeal. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, Tandra. Thank you so much. I'm going to see everyone later. Take care, guys. We love you too, Selma.